है शिवानी मेरी जान. तुझा आवाज आणि तू किती गोड. Thank you so much for. You want to have the. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
आणि you're looking एकदम सुंदर.
तू पण खूप छान दिसतोयस.
Thank you, thank you. But now, you know what? The title track is, you know, it's gripping. We are hooked onto it. Bombay Meri Jaan is onto our lips. But
Yeah, I mean, when Shujat called me to sing this song, it was a no-brainer because I knew what he had in mind for it. It's such a beautiful, powerful track that Salvage Audio has done. I want to thank Amandeep for give him a round of applause. But it was an honor to perform this track. It's a beautiful song.
and
A
you,
beautiful.
done already, I'm sure.
If a sneak peek means, have I watched the whole show? Yes.
You have, yeah? So look at the lucky one. So, okay, so if I could ask you to spill the beans because we can't wait. 10 more days.
I can't tell you too much because you have to see it for yourselves. It releases on the 14th of September and I can't wait for all of you to watch it. The entire cast is brilliant. The show is incredible. It's like nothing that I've ever seen before. The world is beautiful. Shujat is one of my favorite directors. He's so talented, his artistry. Of course, I'm a huge fan of Excel, which is a no-brainer. But honestly, this is one of the greatest shows to hit platform. And I think you're going to be spellbound watching this. It's incredible.
I'm still waiting to know.
Oh, to know more?
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
No, I'm kidding.
you've
Yeah. Thank you, Aman. Thank you so much. Yeah, we can quadruple that round of applause. Itni kanjoosi mein. Thank you. Now, thank you, boys. Doing the honors. Thank you. Bombay to hum sab ki jaan. Hai ki nahi? Bombay Meri Jaan. Ladies and gentlemen, onto the stage I would like to call upon the forces behind Bombay Meri Jaan. Please welcome Mr. Sushant Sriram, Country Director, Prime Video India, and Ms. Aparna Purohit, Head of India Originals, Prime Video. Welcome to both of you. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Good to see you guys. Starting with you, Sushant. It's been a super busy year, for Prime Video, and you have delivered. We are the business. So Adda, we are on it and kept audiences entertained throughout. Now, audiences not just in India but across the world, and has loved every single one of your series. And thank you so much for that. But how do you think the viewers of India and outside our country will react to this show, Bombay Meri Jaan, and what can audiences expect from Prime Video from here on?
First of all, thank you, Sachin. And I must say you are dressed absolutely on point.
When in Rome, do the Romans. So
Yeah.
there's a days, there's a ways.
This is just the vibe of Bombay Meri Jaan. Thank you so much. Thank you all for joining us here today. How do I think audiences are going to react to Bombay Meri Jaan? Was that your question? Done, truly. And you're right, the year has been absolutely incredible for us at Prime Video. Indian originals are definitely breaking through on the global charts, and 2023 kind of feels like the high point of, where we have come so far. We had Farzi, we started off the year with Farzi early in the year. It not only received the biggest opening for a local, show on Prime Video ever, it was streamed by viewers in over 170 countries worldwide. It entered the top 10 trending lists in multiple countries worldwide. So clearly, it found a global stage because the story was phenomenal. And we had docuseries like Dancing on the Grave, with Cinema Marte Dam Tak, and more recently with the A.P. Dillon First of a Kind docuseries. And we served some amazing unscripted entertainment for our customers, and they love it. Then we had Jubilee, then we had Happy Family Condition Supply. Two shows that couldn't be more different in their genres, uh, but couldn't be any more similar in the kind of adulation they received. So, and of course, how can we talk about a fabulous year that it's been for us without talking about our deep and long-standing partnership with our partners in crime, as I'll call it.
Yeah.
Excel Entertainment. And what this partnership has delivered to customers this year already. Right? Of course, in partnership with Tiger Baby, we launched The Hard, that became the first Indian series to premiere at the Berlinale. And what's more, in fact, at the Indian Film Festival of Melbourne, Vijay Varma was won the Best Actor for his portrayal in The Hard, so that was phenomenal. And we didn't stop there. This partnership took on another chapter, another season of the widely loved Made in Heaven that scaled the global milestone very soon after its launch. It entered the top 10 trending lists across multiple countries again, right? Obviously, huge fan love in India too. So, our partnership with Excel is rich, it's thick, it's deep, and just this year, we are back here again, so it feels phenomenal. And just one last piece on what I believe Bombay Meri Jaan really is going to help us do is we see about 25% of our audiences on Prime Video for our shows and movies coming from outside India. And we feel thrilled that we are, at Prime Video at the forefront of taking these Indian stories to a global audience. And with Bombay Meri Jaan, our confidence, our belief, and our excitement to take this to the global audience is higher than ever. In fact, as you were saying earlier, it's going to be available in more than 30 Indian and international languages on the day of launch, on the 14th of September. It's a story that I think is going to travel across borders. It's agnostic of language, it's agnostic of geography. It's just such a brilliantly told story, and kudos to Shujat and the entire team. And it was only apt that we mount it in a manner that it takes it to the world. So I'm happy to announce that we will be hosting the global premiere of Bombay Meri Jaan in London next week. Yeah. I will stop at that.
Chalo, I got to book my tickets for London now. Yeah?
You should.
But thank you for giving us always a mixed platter of genres and dishing out some of the best content. So thank you so much. Aparna, my question to you. Now, you are still celebrating the success of Made in Heaven. The reviews that it's got, the views that it's got. So it's been incredible, and which is also by Excel Media and Entertainment, as Sushant also mentioned, and Tiger Baby. Now, audiences can't get enough. Timelines are full with all about Made in Heaven, Made in Heaven. Now, from a show about matches, which is Made in Heaven, to this hardcore gangster drama, you were definitely keeping audiences entertained. Now, please do share what's Prime Video's secret sauce to keep us entertained.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for coming today on this really momentous day. This show is really a labor of everyone's love. And thank you, Sachin, for recognizing and acknowledging the resounding success that Made in Heaven has been. It's been an incredible journey, and I'm thrilled that audiences, not just in India, but across the world, have enjoyed Made in Heaven so much. And Bombay Meri Jaan further cements the amazing, the beautiful partnership that we have with Excel. Really happy, and it just deepens the collaboration that we have with them. I believe that the success of Made in Heaven and all the projects that we've done with Excel can be attributed to the shared passion for telling stories that are rooted, that are compelling, that are diverse, that are inclusive, and really exciting and resonate with audiences across the world. Crime thrillers and action are the most watched genres in India. Mirzapur, Farzi, The Hard are a testimony to that. And I recall very distinctly that when we heard the story of Bombay Meri Jaan for the first time, we realized that it was a gritty, suspenseful, fast-paced crime thriller with a very strong emotional core. With every iteration of the new draft, it just became more immersive, richer, and nuanced. And when you see the final show, you will realize just how many small pieces have come together to infuse life into this wonderful story. From the superlative performances by the brilliant ensemble of actors, the very, very taut direction of Shujat, the production design that mirrors the period that the story is set in, brilliant cinematography, music, sound design, action. it's a labor of love. It's just painstakingly being put together. It's a rich, captivating narrative that highlights the universal theme of good versus evil, legacy versus dream, good versus bad, black, white. And it's been an absolutely amazing journey. I just want to express my deepest gratitude to Shujat, Renzil, Hussain, Ritesh, Farhan, Qasim for their infinite patience, determination, passion. We really cannot wait for all of you to watch Bombay Meri Jaan on 14th of September.
Thank you, Aparna. I love the passion. I love that. There's so much passion to every word that you were saying. We can't wait to dive into the world of Bombay Meri Jaan very soon, which is the 14th of September. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I'm going to request both of you to please stay on stage, as would now like to invite, as you said, partners in crime. Please put your hands together for the producers of this epic saga, Ritesh Sidwani and Qasim Jagmagia from Excel Media and Entertainment.
Hello, hello. Hi.
Welcome to both of you. Good to see you. Welcome. Question for both of you is from whatever with top-notch cinematic skill and some mega talented actors about to hit us on the 14th of September. We want to know more. What can we expect?
We knew this story required a certain scale and canvas, and we kept that in mind while we were writing it. It spans over multiple decades, so the entire team came together to, for the minutest detailing and research. We wanted to give the audience an immersive experience so that we could transform them into that era and time. We've done what we had to, and hoping the viewers like what we have.
We're looking forward to it. Your thoughts, Ritesh?
Yeah, hi, good afternoon. So I think they've summed it up all till now very well about what the show is going to be. I think the expectation will be set when you see the trailer. And all I can tell you is that whatever you see in the trailer, I personally feel that that promise will be delivered by the time you finish it. So, and like Aparna said, like the kind of genre it falls into, it's the one which I think people resonate, they love watching a lot with. And I think the story, and the writing of it had such beautiful characters. So it just became easy when you had this perfect cast which came and completed them. It's a fictional story, but you'll just get so immersed into their world that you almost start believing into them. So I think watch the trailer and then we can talk more.
We are geared up to get transported into that era and that world. So thank you so much and wishing you the best. May I request you please take the hot seat so that we could roll out the red carpet for from there, please. Thank you. I'll give it. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, up on stage to tell us more about the series, and let me also mention that Shujat here is also directed the series. Welcome both of you.
Thank you.
The trailer looks powerful.
Thank you.
Congratulations, wishing you the best now. Finally, the trailer launch is here. How does it feel?
Then, go for it. I think I want to pinch myself. It's quite surreal, really. From the perspective of just a writer, I think from the page to the screen, it's taken, 5 years, and we've weathered typhoons and COVID, and I think everything that a show of this scale and ambition throws at you. So, I mean, I'm thrilled.
What about you?
Well, it's a monumental moment, of course. My knees are shaking, my heart is racing, my mouth is dry, super nervous. Personally, it's a very emotional moment. This journey began 5 years ago for me. At that time, of course, I didn't know that it's going to take this long to make this series. But the making of it took a life of its own, an epic life. It was born out of troubled times. We battled two deadly COVID waves, reconstructing a mammoth set twice over from scratch, and we were finally hit by a cyclone. And I used to call myself lucky, the irony of it. But this wouldn't have been possible without the grit and determination of my cast, my crew, the most amazing, amazing crew that we had. A lot of people came together to realize this vision that I had in my mind, who were relentless in their pursuit of excellence. My producers, more like my brothers, Ritesh, Farhan, Qasim, who stood behind me, not just as rocks, but mountains. Indulged every little women fancy that I had, and had a vision which is larger than what I had in my mind. Also Aparna, thank you so much. She was the backbone of this project. The belief and faith she had in this always propelled us to keep moving ahead. It's going to release now on the 14th, and of course the audience is going to be the final judge of it. But standing here on this platform gives me immense amount of pride for each and every one who worked on this project, who came together to collaborate. And here we are. I mean, I just hope everyone enjoys watching it as much as we enjoyed making it.
Definitely, and it looks larger than life, as you rightly said. And you know, you said the cyclone hit. You said we love these weather conditions. Yeah, let's go for it. But congratulations once again. One aspect of the series that we'd like to welcome onto the stage is the extremely, supremely talented actors. Ladies and gentlemen, I request you please stay with us. And ladies and gentlemen, a thunderous round of applause. Please put your hands together and welcome on stage KK Menon, Avinash Tiwari, Kritika Kamra, Nivedita Bhattacharya, and Amyra Dastur. पहले तो बधाइयाँ, congratulations to all of you to the trailer launch, and we love the trailer. Did we? Yes. How do we appreciate it? With a huge round of applause and welcome them. Thank you. Okay, sir, today's सवाल जवाब आप सभी के साथ, starting with you. We'd all love to know more about your character. You played a role of cop many a times earlier as well. How is Ismail Qadri different from the previous characters that you've played?
I've actually, is it working? Yeah, okay. Yeah. I've actually said this many a time. तो जिन्होंने सुना है बोर मत होना. I normally play people. I don't play roles. So अक्सर क्या होता है कि जब हम बोलते हैं कि हम कॉप का रोल प्ले कर रहे हैं, तो आपने देखा होगा कि एक ज़माने में दायां हाथ बायां हाथ सामने करके दायां हाथ से लकड़ी मारते हैं और बोलते हैं कि 19 तारीख की रात को तुम कहाँ थे, तो वो कॉप का रोल हो गया. बट आई नॉर्मली प्ले पीपल. सो no two persons are the same in this world. There can be a limited number of roles. There can be 25,000 roles, for example, a cop, a professor, lawyer, whatever. But each person is different. So I tend to play that person more than the role. So if I played a cop before, I've played that person. So once upon a time, Rakesh Maria is different from a Ismail Qadiri, who is different from a Mansoor Dalal in Farzi. So I tend to play people, so automatically it becomes different.
And you're a natural, and we love you for that. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Avinash, my question's for you. You've been on a roll, especially in crime drama series, but in this show, it really seems like you're going to hit the ball out of the park because we want to know how was your experience playing Dara Kadri. Also tell us a bit about your character.
First of all, thank you so much for this. Good afternoon, everyone who's present here. Thank you for being here. I think when the script came to me, when Shujat sir sat down with me and started sharing about what the show is all about, honestly, as an actor, I was shitting bricks. I didn't know if I had the capability to pull this off. But the fact was, what really excited me was the fact that this guy came from hunger and took those ladders to finally come to a position of power. That, I think, was something which really excited me. The whole journey of how they traverse and he becomes what he becomes. Yes, he is a gangster. He has his own consequences for the actions that he takes. But the internal story, the story of the family, the relationships, those were the things that really, really made me feel that this is going to be an immersive experience. And I'm just glad I'm a part of it. I got a chance to play this guy who's apparently Mumbai ka Naya Badshah. Feels pretty cool, right?
Mumbai ka Naya Badshah kaun? Avinash. But thank you and wishing you the best for this one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Now, the gangster story has some very, very powerful female characters, and we would like to know, hear from the women of Bombay Meri Jaan, and starting with Kritika. Good to see you. Now, on. Check. You want to
Okay? Yeah?
Yep.
Hi,
Thank
good
you.
to see you.
Likewise. Now, Bombay Meri Jaan has such strong male characters. How was it to be a part of it? And as we just saw in the trailer, this is completely different, a completely badass avatar, if I must say, that you have. We are seeing of you, so we want to know more about that.
Absolutely. The show Bombay Meri Jaan is about, focuses on these strong male characters, but believe me, the women in the show are also very, very strong and powerful. And like you said, a badass character is very delicious. Ask any actor, it's the most fun to play. And this is the first time I am playing something, a character that's doing these badass things. And that's what made it most exciting for me, actually, because I'm the good girl always. So thank you, Shujat sir, for seeing the bad in me and, thinking of me and, making me a part of this epic saga.
We look forward to that new avatar of yours and wishing you the best.
Me too.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Nirita ma'am, my question's for you. You play Sakina, the mother, the pillar of the house, trying to keep everyone together. A little more about your character, if you could please tell us.
Yes, hello, namaste everyone. First of all, I'd like to say, Sakina, when she happened to me, I wasn't prepared for Sakina to happen to me. But when she did, I'm so glad that Sakina happened. And thank you, Shujat, for having faith in me as Sakina. Sakina, can I say something? When the script came to me, I think I briefly had mentioned to Shujat, but my take when the script came to me, I thought it's a love story. Backdrop में सब कुछ चल रहा है, गुंडागर्दी, मार पिटाई, everything, but primarily it's a love story. It is. So Sakina is the one who, जिसके लिए family बहुत important है, her love for her husband, her love for her son. The whole thing is, for her family, her house, everything is what Sakina's world is all about. What's happening outside is just maybe a byproduct of what's happening in the house for her, Sakina. So, so for me, I just looked at it as a beautiful love story, and the backdrop is the world of crime.
रेजिस्ट करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ पर हो नहीं रहा है. ये सवाल पूछना बनता है कि how was it working with your husband, KK sir, yet again?
पहले तो मैं ये बोल दूँ कि me becoming Sakina, I don't know if I could have been a better or a worse Sakina based on who my screen husband is going to be. But yes, having said that, having KK as my co-actor has of course been bonus. And we have worked long time back like earlier, but to work together after after like really long time, it's been great. And to have someone who is so invested in the story, not only in his character, but the larger picture, it's always a bonus. And of course, since KK was there, I was trying to impress him a bit. So I think I must have done a job somewhere where these Shujata and KK team is happy. Yeah, it was great.
But it definitely adds the bonus to Bombay Meri Jaan, and we're looking forward to the couple back again on screen. So
I would want to add this. It was not just her trying to impress KK sir.
All
Every
of us
actor
were.
on the set was trying to impress KK sir. But KK sir was trying to impress.
अच्छा शो के बारे में बात करें.
Coming back to Bombay Meri Jaan, we've learnt a lot about the Kadri family. Amyra, my question's for you. काफी कुछ जान लिया Kadri family के बारे में. Now we hear you play a very pivotal role in Dara's life. Tell us a little more.
So my character's name is Pari, and I think she's sort of grown up with the entire family in her own way, and she has a very special connection with Dara. And I think through that connection, you see a very different side of Dara. And I think she brings a very sweet innocence to that relationship, and I just think it's very beautiful how it pans out in the end. So yeah, it's a sweet little connection.
I'm waiting for some beans to be spilled somewhere. Can't wait. 10 days to go, but I'll have to wait.
He learnt a lot. I taught him a lot. Don't worry.
But all the best. Congratulations. Next question for both Shujata and Renzel. We just spoke to the amazing cast. Now, how did you bring this talented ensemble cast together, and what was the casting process like?
Well, yeah, the very interesting anecdotes to everyone's casting, actually. Avinash, I think, suffered a lot because before I locked onto him, there was an 8-month period while I was flirting with other actors. But there's something that I saw in his screen test that he did, which always remained with me, and I just could not shirk that off. And I thought he would be the perfect guy, because there were many auditions and there were lots of actors that, of course, we auditioned for the part. There was something that was special. I could never put my finger on it, but I knew that he would be the guy. And of course, with Renzel, discussions with Renzel in terms of the character and the development, and when we sat through that, it really worked out fantastically. Interesting one about KK as well is that I had initially approached him for another character for the show, and he read the script and he said, "I want to come and meet you," and I said, "Of course." Another interesting thing that KK and I have been trying to work for the last 20 odd years, but it has never gone through, and I was really desperate to work with him on this one. And he met me and he said, "What about Ismail's character? Have you cast it for him?" I said, "No, not yet." So he's like, I would be really kind of keen, and I thought that was fantastic of him, because the character has multiple shades. It's not a very black and white narrative that Renzel and the writers have put together. It plays in the gray areas. What is really interesting is that we have stripped people of the labels of relationship and treated them as individuals. So it is a man versus man, not necessarily a father versus father. So the power dynamics really kind of change. It so happens to be about providing. The one who provides becomes the alpha of the family and how those dynamics change between two men and the repercussions that the family as well as the city on a macro level has to suffer. So that is what it's about. Pari, of course, was fantastic because we wanted to cast a
You made me
Parsi
audition
girl.
3 times.
Yes.
3 times.
Yes,
Like-
we did. And Nivedita's wonderful. She's a great theater actor, and we thought, and I saw her audition, and I knew that she would be, because there was a very specific kind of language that everyone needed to speak to transport into the authenticity of the world in terms of the community as well. Kritika was the last one to come on board, and this was post the first wave of COVID. And I must say I've really been fortunate and blessed to have the entire cast, not just the ones who are sitting on stage, also the ones who are sitting in the audience and who are not here. I think each one of them, Abbas Dalal, who worked on the body language workshops, how they would walk, how they would sit, also in terms of the language. So there was a really tight brief given to everyone that you are the hero of your story. So let's not try and outdo each other, although yes, I'm sure the actors would want to impress KK. But each one has done a magnificent job. I think once you all watch the series, you'll understand the dynamics of it.
Thank you, and we can't wait for the layers to unfold. And what are your views on the same, the entire casting process?
Well, I think when Shujat is quite a taskmaster. He looks very serene and calm right now in this denim jacket, but he's quite a taskmaster. And he doesn't settle on things easily, and I like that about him. I really think and I keep telling him, you shot this like a dream. And he's not one to take the easy way out. So everyone on the stage really has reached this stage. I mean, they're obviously brilliant actors, but I think it was painstakingly done, this period of choice, and I think it's paid off in spades.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and Ritesh and Qasim, my next question is for you. The show, as from the start we're saying that we presented in over 30 languages all over the world. What are the expectations and how do you feel about that?
As a genre, crime drama, gangster stories, they cut across diaspora. We've all grown up on various crime story in various different languages. We were very confident when we were making this that it's going to sort of cut across Indian diaspora and go far and wide. Amazon Prime has been great partners, and they're sort of leaving no stone unturned to put this out there in a big way. And thanks to our the entire team.
Thank you. Ritesh?
Yeah, I think what Amazon has managed to do is this time, I think the language, dubbing it in so many languages. I think because there is, it's not that every show lends itself. I think like Qasim said, Aparna earlier, that it's just the genre goes and sits in the forefront of what people like consuming in the format we are in. And if it has a possibility, which we all believe, that it can go out of the diaspora. And I think with what happens is with language also, there are a lot of people sometimes with the subtitles don't get into it. There are a section. So I think they are even now going within those 240 countries to try to get in that audience. Maybe they would not want to. I'm sure it's subtitled in a lot of languages as well. So I think it gives it, and if you have I think what happens is you have an opportunity with an amazing story like this, written by Hussain Saab, who's here, and you have such amazing actors. So you have an opportunity of taking your talent both in front and behind the camera and showcasing it to a global audience. So I think, my expectation is after the 14th in 1 week, Aparna calls me up and says, Ritesh, do season 2 and 3 immediately. That's the plan.
Partners in Prime, going global. Correct. Hand in hand. Yeah?
Right.
Yeah. Congratulations on that. Renzo, coming back to you, tell us about the world building of the show. What the research was undertaken, the entire creative process of building Mumbai, of the 70s and the characters, the looks, the different arcs the series has?
I think one of the high points of this show is and I think that's where the genesis of the name also comes. When you say Bombay Meri Jaan, is that it's not just a crime thriller, it's also chronicling the rise of the city and hence the organized crime within the city. So as the city kind of sprawled out through the decades, so did, these fiefdoms, these gangs. You see the turf wars between them, and finally you reach the point after the 60s and the 70s to the 80s where you actually have the beginnings of what you can now call organized crime. So I think the world building, a lot of it is, while it's a fictional show, a lot of it is also in the public domain. And I think people like Shujat and me are Bombay boys. We've heard this as we've been growing up, right? We've heard these stories about these gangsters. We've heard the story about the underbelly. And so when we create this piece, this fictional piece, I think the world building is something we've lived with. So it comes easily to us. And also there is then, a lot of crime reportage that you can delve into and, use to kind of build the building blocks of this world. As far as these characters and the look of these characters go, I think Shujat is actually a better person to ask about this.
Yeah, in terms of creating the visual world, there was extreme amount of detailing for sure, because we wanted to transport the audience to believe that it is happening during that era. That was really essential. The genesis of it, of course, came from Hussain Zaidi Saab, whose story it is based on. We all know what a commendable journalist he is and what a career he's had. But the visual world coming together was very painstakingly intricate. My production designer, Nitin Gaikwad, my costumier, Ziba Mirai, the hair, makeup specialist, Melanie D'Souza, everyone to come together to make it feel like it is from that era and not to act out. I have a huge problem in that sense, purely as a viewer. For period pieces, I see also actors acting period. I don't know, that's strange. So we did a lot of extensive workshops with everyone in terms of body language and the language, spoken language. So we wanted it to feel organic, that these guys are not aliens in the 60s, and they're not like really different from what we are right now. So the emotions ride in the same way. A lot of research of 60s, 70s Bombay. Also a mammoth set, as I mentioned, which was put up because to shoot period, Mumbai is not the most friendly city because it's always growing in such a way. So hard work of very track, which was a raspy 70s jazz number, beautifully penned by Varun Grover, the lyrics of it. We have a lot of music in the show as well, in terms of background score and songs put in. We've got some interesting Konkani numbers as well coming in because Mumbai being the hot pot of different cultures and people coming from all over. So we wanted to address that, and it was definitely a conscious decision in terms of creating the world. And music did play a great part, and Salvage Audio Collective, who have scored the music, have done a terrific, terrific job.
Thank you, and Aparna, thank you for getting us this world. But I'd like to know your thought on creating this whole different world now. Needs a lot of time and careful deliberation. What does it take to have such an immersive world building, and what does a Prime Video role does a role have in this entire creation?
Apart from the determination, the grit and resilience to brave two brutal lockdowns and a cyclone, I'd say research, like Shujat was saying. And honestly, we were just flies on the wall, seeing this beautiful story, take life. The careful, painstaking attention to detail, research about the architecture of that time, and how it has evolved over years. The way the streets looked, the fabric, the hairstyle, the shoes, the watches, the lingo, the way they spoke, just such detail to all of that, and getting the right team together. So we were honestly just enablers, seeing this master bring the musicians together. And then when the music played, we were just transported to this world.
And we are also singing, Yeah, Bombay,
That's right.
Meri Jaan. Thank you. Thank you so much. Sushant, Prime Video has had a super successful partnership with Excel Entertainment as their partners in Prime. And, Bombay Meri Jaan marks another chapter in this relationship. Now, how did this journey begin and where does it go?
The one question I've been asked the most this year, I think it says something about, the depth of our partnership. We had The Heart, then we had Made in Heaven, now we are here for this. I think it's a partnership that, as you rightly pointed out, started off as the first chapters of Prime Video itself were starting off in the country with Inside Edge. And I think it's worked brilliantly well for the simple reason that I think we share a passion for extremely diverse storytelling. So you look at Inside Edge, you look at Mirzapur, you look at Made in Heaven and everything. And at the same time, we share an incredibly deep passion for authentic, rooted storytelling. So, I think the combination of these two has made us, as you are trying to now popularize the phrase partners in Prime. And where does it go from here? I think, and I was saying this earlier, I think we have seen an entire renaissance of Indian stories on the global stage. And I think the work that we've been able to do with Excel, more recently, the likes of The Heart, the likes of Made in Heaven, and now with Bombay Meri Jaan, I think the world is our oyster. I think there are some phenomenal stories that this relationship and this partnership is going to bring to life. And see, what's next. Yeah.
As audiences, I'll just say on behalf of them, just give us more, give us more. Give us some of the great content that you all
Hey, you know what? Ritesh just talked about something about season 2s and season 3s as well right now.
Yeah. Thank you, and wishing you the best for that. Aparna, I would like to end the Q&A with a question for you. There are 1,000 reasons to watch Bombay Meri Jaan. Summarize in one sentence.